Shop Vons and Albertsons for big savings on all your family favorites. Right now at Vons and Albertsons, pick up Jennie-O 93% lean ground turkey 16 ounces for just $4.99 with membership where applicable. And a 1-pound pack of strawberries is $1.99 with digital coupon. Plus, Hoffy Premium Bacon 12-ounce packages selected varieties are just $3.99 with digital coupon limit 4. Hurry in, these deals won't last. Visit Vons or Albertsons.com for more deals and ways to save.
Welcome to the Gay Therapy LA podcast, the show that empowers gay men to live their fullest, healthiest lives. Whether you're navigating relationships, mental health, intimacy, finances, career, or personal growth, Ken Howard, a licensed clinical social worker in California, certified psychiatric social worker, and ASEC certified sex therapist, is here to guide you with over 30 years of experience specializing in gay male individuals, couples, and polycules. As the founder of gaytherapyla.com and gaycoachingla.com. And now, today's episode.
Hi, I'm Ken Howard, and welcome to the Gay Therapy LA podcast. Hey, are all Marines gay bottoms? Let's talk about military myths in gay culture. It's one of those tongue-in-cheek jokes that circulates in gay male culture. The Navy is the gayest branch of the military. The Air Force is for pretty boys with hair product and really good skin. And all Marines are gay bottoms. Of course, these aren't literally true. They're camp exaggerations, part humor and part fantasy. But like so many gay jokes, they tell us something deeper about how gay men relate to masculinity and sexuality and even our own mental health. Why the military became a gay symbol. For decades, the U.S. military has held a strange dual role in gay men's lives. On the one hand, it was historically one of the harshest environments for LGBT people. You think dishonorable discharges, witch hunts, beatings, and all the don't ask, don't tell political years from about 1993 to 2011. On the other hand, military imagery has been eroticized in gay culture. Sailors and uniforms and tattoos and shore leave fantasies. The artwork of Tom of Finland with the exaggerated masculinity and the uniforms. The Navy was branded the gayest branch of the military because of these long deployments at sea on ships or submarines and the close camaraderie and cultural stereotypes. The Air Force gets the reputation of being softer and more metrosexual and maybe a little more technical because of the science and the difficulty of aviation. And the Marines, with their hyper macho image of strength and aggression, gay humor flips the script. If you're the toughest guy in the room, the joke is that you must secretly crave, being the bottom in bed. Camp, irony, and reclaiming masculinity. At its core, this is camp. It's the way gay men often take the symbols of hegemonic masculinity, soldiers and jocks and cowboys and athletes, and invert them. The straightest or the toughest archetype becomes the gayest fantasy. And there's both humor and defiance in this. It's saying you can try to monopolize masculinity, but we'll take it and we'll make it ours. And for some reason, these images are liberating. They give permission to see masculinity as playful and erotic and not limited to straight scripts. For others, they can also be confusing because the gap between fantasy and reality is pretty wide. Real gay Marines and sailors and airmen and soldiers are diverse. They're not cartoon characters or stock stereotypes. And some may feel pressured to perform masculinity in ways that don't fit them to fit in. Where mental health comes in. These jokes and fantasies may be lighthearted, but they connect to bigger themes that often come up in therapy with gay men. Masculinity pressure. Many gay men wrestle with questions like, am I masculine enough, or do I fit the image that other men want? Jokes about Marines or sailors reflect that pressure in exaggerated form. Role stereotypes. Just as the Marine stereotype paints them as bottoms, gay men often feel boxed into roles, top, bottom, masc or femme, dominant and submission, and also side. My colleague in Detroit, Dr. Joe Court, coined the term side, not bottom, not top, but side. So oral or manual or other kinds of stimulation that don't involve, as he very diplomatically on social media says, the carrot in the donut, because you can't actually say on social media the real body parts, but we all know what he's saying. And these roles can be fun in fantasy, but they can also feel restrictive when they get into defining our self-worth and they get judgy and kind of serious or something negative. Sexual shame versus sexual empowerment. Some men laugh at the gay Marine jokes as just a playful liberation. Others feel shame because their desires don't match the stereotype. And therapy can help unpack where shame ends and authentic empowerment begins. This is true in both therapy, in terms of your sense of self, and then it's also true in coaching about how you unlock a new sense of liberation and authentic self-empowerment. Community and belonging. Even campy jokes remind us that we're part of a community, a global gay male community. We're part of the larger LGBTQ plus community with shared references and humor. Our humor is kind of a shared language, and that even transcends to languages outside of English. And that sense of belonging can be healing in itself for all of us as a global community. I've written before about post-nut clarity, that shift in perspective right after orgasm where everything suddenly looks different. The Marine stereotype fits here, too. Sometimes the fantasy of the hyper-macho top or the submissive, secret bottom feels powerful in the moment but less relevant afterward. Recognizing the difference between fantasy and long-term fulfillment is a part of healthy sexual self-awareness. That's where frameworks like the 6 Principles of Sexual Health from Michael Vigorito and Doug Braun-Harvey can help. Instead of chasing rigid roles or stereotypes or expectations of what we think other people want, those 6 principles, consent, non-exploitation, honesty, shared values, protection, and pleasure, provide a way to assess whether sex is healthy and empowering for you. Let's talk about from stereotypes to sexual self-empowerment. So at Gay Therapy LA, I often use the phrase sexual self-empowerment. It means moving beyond shame, the shame that was imposed on gay men from a broader, global, generally homophobic society, and beyond rigid roles, and beyond what culture, whether it's porn or gay memes or whatever, or even peer expectations, says that you should be, and stepping into the sex and relationships that feel authentic for you. It's your body. You get to make the rules about that. So whether you're a Marine or a civilian or anyone else, empowerment means recognizing you're not defined by roles like top, bottom, unless you want to be, unless you want to really go into that role because you think it's fun. You're not measured by how masculine or feminine others perceive you. Let's get out of that kind of very subtly misogynistic thing that feminine equals bad. We have a lot of that lately. We have that in politics. We have that in culture. But then we've also, as some other colleagues have talked about, I think very brilliantly, there's also been some misandry, anti-masculine or anti-male perception, where the only legitimate male these days is a very feminized man, and masculinity is seen as always toxic. Not all masculinity is toxic, only some of it is. And some of the backlash against men feeling that their own masculinity is denigrated has caused a political backlash, especially against the LGBT community. So if guys are real masculine, that's not inherently bad. It's when they subjugate women or when it is glorifying violence or persecution that it becomes toxic. But masculinity and femininity too are not inherently good or bad. They're just kind of on a spectrum of traits of how people present. So your sex life is yours to author. It's yours to create, and you're kind of the governor or the god or the president or the chairman of the board about your sex life. The buck stops here with you about your interactions, assuming consent, assuming, other consenting adults. And that's how we get integrity and creativity and, that word again, pride. So, no, not all Marines are gay bottoms, but the fact that the joke exists tells us something about how gay men play with and parody and challenge masculinity. It also reminds us how much mental health and sexual health overlap in our community. So if you've ever felt boxed in by stereotypes or roles or shame, both therapy and coaching can help you move toward a sexual self-empowerment. If you're a gay man in California seeking psychotherapy, where I'm licensed, visit gaytherapyla.com. If you're outside of California, I offer coaching anywhere in the U.S. or really anywhere in the world through gaycoachingla.com. We just kind of have to figure out the time zone difference for sessions on telehealth. And you can always call or text me at 310-339-5778. That's 310-339-5778 to schedule your free 15-minute consultation. Have fun with roles. Don't be boxed in by them, but just like dressing up at Halloween, roles can be put to good use when they're fun, and roles can be discarded if they're not fun for you. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.
Shop Vons and Albertsons for big savings on all your family favorites. Right now at Vons and Albertsons, pick up Jennie-O 93% lean ground turkey 16 ounces for just $4.99 with membership where applicable. And a 1-pound pack of strawberries is $1.99 with digital coupon. Plus, Hoffy Premium Bacon 12-ounce packages selected varieties are just $3.99 with digital coupon limit 4. Hurry in, these deals won't last. Visit Vons or Albertsons.com for more deals and ways to save.